So, welcome to the people on the LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube there. And see, I was doing this series on AI. I was trying to share what I learning and what I am using and what is my philosophical questions about existential issues of AI and the danger we can see it and the enormous amount of suffering that it may cause because of all technology is kind of unleash some social changes, good or bad, right? And we use the technology to help people, or we use the technology to hurt people. So you can make a nuclear arm, or you can use it for electricity, right? So what we do depends upon how aware population are and how they're responding to that, right? That's what's happening. So the central question here on this talk is AI increasing suffering or going to increase suffering, or is it helping us to dissolve the suffering, or it may give us more tools to attend to the sickness, attend to the inequality, and attend to the anxiety and everything that we feel about our future. Can we have a carbon sucking technology that can purify our pollution? And can we have something like a purifying our waters? Some of the machines, some of the things that are using in the sea to really get all the debris, all the plastic, everything that's already working, right? So this paradox, see, this is a question like this echoes ancient wisdom traditions while manifesting this paradox, manifesting in entirely new forms. So, like the eternal questions posed, we pose ever since the ancient time about attachment, action, and liberation, we now face a modern kind of iteration, right? Does our relationship with artificial intelligence bind us more tightly to cycles of reactivity and dissatisfaction, or can it become a tool for greater self awareness and peace? That's my question. I think the answer, like most profound questions, depends not on the technology itself, but on the consciousness we bring to it. That's my way of looking at things. Okay. So if you are not conscious about the pollution, you're going to contribute to it. That's what is happening. Even with at the at the bell of extinction, and planet is at the peril, we still continue to pollute the earth, right? And then we elect people who really don't believe in those uh, actions that kind of reduce our pollution of the atmosphere is going on like that. So any profound question depends not on the technology itself, but on the consciousness we bring to it. And if we bring a good consciousness where we want to clean up the earth, we want to help all the people to not to drown, not to have this toxic weather, then that is a good thing too. That's what happens with the technology, right? It's not the technology, it is our consciousness that we bring to it. Okay, how aware we are. Okay, so when we look at it, we are concerned about the suffering increasing with this AI technology because it can amplify our tendencies toward distraction, comparison, and disconnection. These are the new forms we are creating, new forms of mental turbulence that our ancestors never faced them, but we are getting more and more into it. Information overload, constant flood of data. So it actually exceeds our cognitive capacity. It can create decision fatigue and mental exhaustion. That is there. See, our nervous system were not designed for this relentless input. Relentless, continuous, constant, right? That is the information overload is one thing that can increase our suffering. It is increasing our suffering. Okay, I see a lot of burnout physicians because of the electronic medical records. They were supposed to simplify the everything, but they increased the documentation much more. And now, second thing is attention. That is our currency. There is a fragmentation in the attention because people want to get it. So they send us notification, alerts, and then infinite feeds. They scatter our focus into countless directions. So making sustained concentration and deep presence increasingly rare, right? And there is the social comparison. See, AI curated feeds, they amplify the tendency to measure ourselves against others, highlight the reels, fostering inadequacy and disconnection from our own path. We may be doing something, but then we compare with others, then we feel inadequate. That feeling inadequacy is kind of makes us disconnect also sometimes. Okay. So think about that. Okay. Job insecurity and all those things are there, but these loads are mental turbulence is much. Of course, automation. See, one time automation comes, the anxiety comes that my job is going to be taken care of by that. That's happening. Thousands of Amazon, Walmart, so many places are laid off. Okay, because of the robots. So that automation creates an anxiety. So because we are not certain about our existential means and sustain ourselves, right? So we have this uncertainty about our roles and their value. That triggers deeper questions about what am I here for? What is my identity? What's my purpose? And that can result in chronic stress. That job insecurity can create jobs. And there are people who are lost it also having already chronic stress. And then other thing that is happening is we are losing human connection. So as AI intermediates more of our interactions, because it is going to write the email and answer it too, we risk losing the irreplaceable texture of authentic human presence. Somebody really human looking at it, doing it, that is good, we're going to lose. So this is a subtle exchange of energy uh, that occurs in all human interactions, right? So information overload, job security, loss of human connection, and all these things, these are the source of suffering. They share a common thread. What is it? They arise when we unconsciously surrender our agency to external systems, forgetting our capacity to choose how we engage. It is overwhelming sometimes, right? So that is the surrendering our agency to external edge systems. It could be anything, social media or artificial intelligence, right? So once we have that kind of thing happening, then the same technology can decrease the suffering also. How? It has to be approached with awareness and intention. Then it become an ally in our journey, a friend in our journey toward greater well-being and self-understanding. So it can help you to detect your stress early. There are so many AI-powered biometric tools that can identify pattern of stress before we consciously register them, right? That, that is happening. People are wearing watches and displaying a lot of stress and all that. So these are early warnings that are offered by the AI tool, and they may invite us to pause and recalibrate. What's going on here? Why am I allowing this stress go on? Okay. And also, it can support your emotional balance. So they can track your mood patterns, help you recognize emotional triggers, and suggest interventions at moments when we are most receptive to change. Okay. So it can help your emotional balance immensely. And then people can be taught mindfulness and breath work so that we can do a personalized guidance, and that guidance adapts to our unique nervous system, offering precisely calibrated practices that meet us where we are in each moment. Everybody is not in the same state, right? So, but once you let them cultivate these new habits of deep breathing, keeping them silent, they work very well. And also, if you have a lot of work you are doing, that's the problem, right? We have a lot of people burn out because they have so much work to do. But if you use this automating repetitive cognitive tasks, so AI can help you to free up that mental energy for creative, meaningful work. Actually, you are allied with your deepest values while you are doing all this, uh, you know, repetitive tasks by the AI. So it can reduce your workload and your burnout, your energy, and all that. And then it can act as a mirror for your own self inquiry. See, conventional AI can reflect back, like our patterns back into so with clarity. Or how do you respond? How do you react to something and all that? So this helps us to see our blind spots and unconscious habits that are limiting our own growth. That can be a valuable tool. So this is the way it can reduce your stress, it can restore your emotional balance, it can give you coaching on how to be in the present moment, how to breathe, and then it can actually reduce your actual workload, and also it can act as a mirror to your own internal state. This is how it can decrease the suffering, right? So very important to understand this. Okay, if you understand that, then you won't be having the attention deficit, information overload, overwhelm, or comparison with other people, and also your anxiety about the jobs. You got to learn the new technology and upskill yourself, right? That's an important thing that you have to do. Okay, so if you do all these things, it can. I mean, AI can be used this way, but you only have to have the intention for it. Okay, so in one word, if you are to say AI, artificial intelligence, and the tools, they all combine together. So they amplify one thing. That one thing is the mind's state. Suppose you come to it with chaos, restless mind, then you have a really reactivity, negativity, craving, aversion, all those things were exaggerated. See, the AI system amplify these tendencies of reactivity, craving, aversion, and all that. The algorithms, they learn the patterns of distraction and feed them back to you. So they create a reinforcing loops of agitation. But if you come with the aware mind that is clarified, that is really knows what it is doing, where it is going, and it has the clarity. So you're not bringing the chaos, you are bringing the clarity, then we are engaging from a foundation of presence and intentionality. So then it becomes an extension of our clarity. The same system that can trap most of us can also support our highest aspirations when guided by conscious choice. Remember that conscious choice. So the technology itself is neutral. It may have some amplifying capacities, but then it's a mirror that reflects and magnifies your quality of consciousness you are bringing to it. Quality of consciousness. This governing insight points to the crucial importance of our inner state, and with what inner state we approach technology becomes very important. Okay, think about that. So in Bhagavad Gita, there was a saying, I remember. It said, knowledge disturbs the unprepared mind, but knowledge liberates the prepared one. So this is a timeless teaching. There for 5,000 years, it speaks directly to our relationship with artificial intelligence. The same information system that overwhelm the and also fragment an unreflective mind can serve as powerful tools for liberation when approached with discernment and groundedness. You got to be grounded within your inner power, right? This preparation required its technical mastery. It is cultivation of inner stability, cultivation of inner stability, and the capacity to remain centered amidst complexity. There's so many outward things, but then you're kind of calm in the middle. So when we develop this kind of foundation, groundedness, and being aware through contemplative practice of any kind, AI transforms from potential disturbance into genuine support for our awakening. Okay, so the awakening helps you to really, really say, I'm not going to be moved by this. Okay, I'm going to be not disturbed by it. That capacity comes. Okay, I personally experiencing that. They can be so. I follow where how the AI or medical things are going on. I'm more interested in providing wellness means for people, but I use AI as my tool. It actually takes away a lot of work from me, and it kind of helps me to be emotionally balanced that way, and really improve the productivity multiple times. Okay, so I developed a wellness path for this proactive approach for this AI, for example. So if you want to integrate your body, mind, and spirit and everything, you require that intention. So I will give you a framework for engaging AI in ways that support rather than undermine your well-being. Begin, number one, begin with awareness. Start each day with practice that grounds you in embodied presence. You can do meditation, breath work, or mindful movement, whatever. Exercises, yoga, or Pilates, or you can do Qigong, or you can do Tai Chi, whatever. They're all mindful movement exercises. Or you can do breath work, or just simply sit down and meditate. So basically, you are establishing your center before engaging in visitors. Don't open the mouth. Don't open the phone. Don't open anything for half an hour, and engage yourself to be centered. Right. So that is begin with awareness. Okay, not thought train. And second thing is use AI only after you grounded yourself like that. So notice your state before reaching for technology. If you are reactive or scattered in the mind, pause. Let AI serve your clarity, not your compulsions. Remember that. Clarity. Okay. And you have to, third thing is you have to offload thoughts or thought heavy tasks. So delegate routine going to AI systems. Whatever you have to do, a lot, you have to write a lot, delegate it, edit it, and republish it. You can create space for the uniquely human capacities of creativity, empathy, and wisdom by offloading thought heavy tasks to the AI system. That's the third one. Then use AI for emotional hygiene. You are aware, you woke up, and you kind of allowed yourself to be grounded, and then you kind of delegated all the thought heavy tasks to the AI, And now you are employing mindful apps, mood trackers, and AI coaches as tools for processing and integrating emotional experience throughout the day. And then finally, end with attention directed inward. Close your day by disconnecting from all devices and returning to silent self reflection. You need assistance and guidance, you call me and I'll let you know how I do that. Okay? Then all the insights from the day, you can settle them into wisdom. What did I learn? What does it say? And that kind of reflection and ending with them gives you that wisdom. That's useful then. Okay? So I'm kind of always do like this. Okay? So suffering or awakening. Are you going to suffer? Or are you to awaken to your suffering and transcend that? That depends on your choice. See, the choice is in your awareness. AI will continue to evolve, probably much more so. Okay, and it's become a more sophisticated and more deeply woven into the fabric of our daily life. That's no doubt about it. But the fundamental question remains unchanged. Will we use these tools from a place of reactivity or consciousness? Which one? Do we react from the mind made reactivity or awareness of the consciousness? Will they amplify our suffering or support our liberation? What is it? Is it going to help us bound more or help us liberate ourselves more? See, that answer doesn't lie in the technology, it lies in you, in me. So, in the quality of attention we bring to the each moment, and then in each moment you pause, you want to respond. And in your commitment to remembering what truly matters beneath the surface of digital life. My peace, my happiness, my joy are inside, not with the things or anything you depend on this technology. So I choose awareness. Again and again, choose awareness. That's the solution. Okay? So the daily integration I call it as a path forward is not about rejecting AI or embracing it uncritically. You got to think about these technologies, understand and know the intricacies by talking to the experts, and then using the technology as a support for my awareness rather than a substitute for it. So each interaction becomes an opportunity to practice presence. So to notice our patterns that is going on and to choose more wisely, not allowing that to dictate all the patterns and go its own way. That's what I believe I'm doing now. I'm with the present moment awareness. I really look at everything. So, suffering or awakening and to transcend suffering happens in your awareness, the choice you make, right? AI will continue to evolve, no doubt about it, becoming more sophisticated, more tools, more deeply woven into our daily life. There's no doubt about it. So choose awareness and integrate the whole thing. So be aware in the morning and have that grounding done within yourself, then approach the task and then give AI all the really thought heavy tasks. Okay. And then you can also help yourself emotional balance, emotional hygiene, and then you can pay attention what is going on within you, and then once that is clean, that is aware, that is good, then you can approach any technology. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So I am using it like that. I'm not overwhelmed by the technology because that's not the grounding where I come from. That's a tool. It could be a knife, it could be artificial intelligence programs. I have experts teaching me how to integrate a lot of tasks. Okay, they teach me how to create my agents. They teach me how to integrate those agents into my major purpose, and you can bring the same awareness into be aware, be present moment aware, and ground in that, and then use thought as a tool, AI also as a tool. Then you can do wonders to yourself and to the society, to the world. Okay, or you can imagine all sorts of, it can happen too. All sorts of dangers from AI, which is happening definitely. Somebody calling as the mother, and then there's an artificial tone that has immense potential into invading into our privacy and really destroying us, right? So I am not immersed in my thought. I'm out of it, but I use thought. I don't identify myself to the body or my thought or mind. I identify myself with the humanness, human being that we are. And I have a body, I have a mind, I have thoughts, I have emotions, but I can be the observer of them from afar. There is the power. But if you are traveling in a boat and the water is the river, is the life, and you want to pierce through the water, not allowing the life come into you, all the stimulations, all the reactivity, all the mess you go through with the mind, if you think that is you, that's the problem with the Western mind. I think, therefore I am. That misled the whole Western civilization. But once you realize that, okay, I'm going to use the water to float, to pierce through it. I'm going to through the pierce through the mind-made thoughts and all that, emotions too. And I will observe them. I don't let them disturb my peace. That's already there. I think I'm very lucky in that way. It's not that I kind of do, but there most of the people don't understand me because I'm not in the mind like they are. So they can be very articulate, very intellectual, very shrewd, clever, and all that. But I watch all my cleverness, all my shrewdness, all my selfishness, whatever that comes through me as separate from me. I'm not that. In my vast sky of awareness, these clouds are coming. And the lesson is everything changes. So the AI is bound to happen because many people want to make more money, probably. Many people want to make their life much more comfortable, don't have to work and all that. That's a misconception, actually. So these materialistic based, ego based people will continue to do that. And they also say, oh, somebody is going to do it. Why can't I be in that doing it? They don't understand the consequences in the way a humanistic, compassion filled spiritual soul will do that. Okay? Be that soul, encounter the changes like that. Don't let them cling to you. You cling to the bear, and the bear will cling to you. There was a man, he was seen being washed away by the rapids, and it appeared from the shore he is clutching to a blanket, black blanket. So the people on the shore, they said, let go the blanket. That's why you should take it. He said, I am not clinging to the blanket. It is clinging to me. It's a bear. It's a big bear appearing like a blanket from the shore. And it is clutching him closely because you, like that, anything in life, you cling to it, your experiences, your emotional disturbances, mental turmoil, any of that, if you don't observe from distance and then let it go, and you hold on to it by repeating it again and again, thinking again and again, feeling again and again, then you're clinging to that bear of bondage with the things, and they will never go. So be free, be happy and peaceful inside, and bring that awareness to AI, and then see what it can do and how you could use it to improve your life and improve the other life. I am more interested in how can I make sure that everybody is well for a long time and also enjoy. That's the only thing I work on. Anything is, everything is organized around it. So I have a purpose and I have a organized mind, and I'm going to approach the technology with awareness, right? You can also, you don't have to agree with me. That's my point of view. I shared with you, but you can always come and tell me what do you think about it. I know I kind of go pretty deep sometimes, and people are not able to discuss at the level that I'm presenting. That's okay. But once you attempt to do it, then in your own life, you can see it, then you will get a lot of insights from your own experience, from your own feeling about it, and then you can comment. But then you also have to be aware of how conditioned you are by the society, by the culture, how much you are not away from it and you feel that is you, then you cannot really see yourself as you are, right? So I think this is a very important topic for all of us as members of the society, as we see the tremendous amount of um, destruction that can happen because of the AI. At the same time, how are the kids are going to be, how are the youth going to be, how are the addictions going to be, what are we going to do if everything is done by AI? If the all the robots are going to do everything in the house, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to occupy my time, how I'm going to really not get bored, and how I'm going to have income. Okay, so even if you're looking for a little income, you better know this technology. You better teach yourself how to participate in the new economy. It's a brand new game, right? When I was in 80s, I saw that in the auto industry. When I first came in 81, end of 81, almost 82, right? Then I saw so many people losing jobs because the Japanese cars invaded and nobody wants to buy the American cars because they're breaking down every day. So I also bought my first car as a Toyota Taurus. Toyota, so it's a small car. I don't think it's a Taurus, but it's a small car, four-door sedan. And I bought that. I bought all cars, whatever. Maybe we went through six cars during my stay here in America. Um, one for different reasons, But then we sold them off after 3 5 years and all that, right? Only one or two cars we kept for 8 years. Otherwise, uh, we didn't want to go through the old cars because I've seen so many people having too many problems with that. But it is worth it because I was never struck in the real problem with the old car, and most of them are under warranty. Most of them ran very good because we kind of researched and bought it and all that. The same situation is going to happen now, but not like that. It could be thousand times like that. That is the. It's not to be scary anybody. I'm just presenting my viewpoint. I could be wrong, but I'm saying is the change that we're going to get with this new technological revolution is not your property or any Western property. It is something that's going to happen to the humanity around the world. But some of the people who don't have the means probably will suffer. And also some of the people who don't have the uh, this training on this new technology will suffer because they can't find any job. So I'm aiming to be a generalist that knows what are the how to build these agents and how to bring them together, how to automate them so that all the tasks will be done well. That's simple thing, right? To look at it is a simple thing. Create workflows, create agents and create automation with the agents working. So there are going to be so many people, one person making $1 billion. My interest is not accumulating of money because it doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. My intention is how can I be this peaceful, joyful, happy person that I am right now, in spite of anything that's happening outside. I know that is all because of my inner awareness of my real self. I'm not the mind, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the personality, I'm not the ego. That's very clear to me, just like a day and night. So I won't be sucked into those reactivity of the ego. I won't be sucked into all the mental turmoil or emotional imbalance. It's because I found that dominance, abundance within, and that abundance comes through. And I'm going to face the any technology with that abundance. I can live without anything. That's for sure. Because I found the everything inside me that is grounded there. You guys don't want to engage in this dialogue. That's very strange to me. You want to engage in very superficial, pleasant things. That's your business. But I think we have to examine these existential issues with a deeper, deeper awareness. Okay. So that's why you have to keep up with what's going on there, what's happening in the field of AI, what are the things that are bringing. They are having all these data centers, but they're having this problem with power. They're pouring trillions of dollars into this one, and they're worried about the bubble. And they are worried about people not making everything public. They want to exploit other people. OpenAI started supposed to be open source. Elon Musk was there initially. He left that because he thought the open source was taken away and the people are going towards the profit sharing. And he was against it, and he left. And the people who all were wanting this to be open source, some of them left their place too. So everything is pulling towards this money making, selfish, materialistic people who want to create. So if you are not aware, if you don't know what to do, how can you contribute to the welfare of the world when this money oriented, materialistic people doing all this without really understanding the serious consequences that will befall us? So all we can do is we can prepare ourselves, we can get to know what's happening in the field, and also use them for welfare of other people too. Like I'm doing AI writings and uh, graphics, videos, and all that. They are being used just to help other people to be proactively well. Very simple goal, but very complex goal because so many people are going to lose insurance now. Not just the you know Barack Obama's healthcare, but also private insurances. I heard a story this morning. They are going to pay $18,000 per year. Unbelievable. What used to be $6,000, 7,000 doubled now, tripled maybe. So that is actually what people are going through. So I'm going to teach them not even needing insurance. Maybe you need it only for emergencies. Otherwise, you are well and good. So my aim is preventing them going to need the healthcare system, which is very inaccessible, very costly, very inefficient too. So if you just leave it to the healthcare system, they are not going to protect you. But if you understand what are the things I can do for wellness, not just walking with somebody a few steps. No, you take your movement in charge and keep your body moving all day and just do it with vigor, with understanding what is a good exercise or how can you perform on all that. So it's not giving the reins to somebody else. Let that be a club or let that be a health insurance or let that be your company. No, you want to take care of it. You want to assume in charge of that. That's my wish. That's what I want to help people. I'm doing it. I'm very happy that I'm doing it because that's my calling, right? That's where duty for the sake of duty. Karmanyavadikaraste mafaleshu kadachana from Bhagavad Gita said, do your duty. You only have right to do your duty, but you have no business of dealing with the profits or any results. So put all the energy into doing your duty, which is educating people about wellness, educating people about early traces of warnings, educating people about good lifestyles that can take care of all those early warnings so that you can nip it in the bud so that you don't have to be sick. It's not that we don't get sick, but we get sick less with our attitude about our lifestyles, right? And also, if you allow your inner resilience grow, your inner healing ability to grow, when you are sick, you will recover faster. Even if you are chronically sick, when I talk about present moment awareness, no disturbance of the mind, no turmoil in the mind, no emotional turmoil either, then you'll have a hormonal balance that is pretty good and it can keep your health longer. I'm like that. I don't take any medications, but I pay very big attention to the simple things. Eat properly, you know, and really move with the intention, with awareness. Keep your mind quiet. Rest properly. Sleep with good quality sleep. You can learn that. And you just relate with people with the intention of doing something of their need, and you are doing what you love, and you're really good at something that you do only that more often than less. So you remember Ikigai principles I told you about? That's about you do what you love to do. Second, you do what you are good at. And you do to fulfill a need of outside of you, the people or anybody, right? And then once you do that, you also make sure that is giving you some sorts of livelihood to fall back on, that kind of. So, what do you say about this AI and what do you bring to the AI? Nobody interested in this? I thought this is a very profound matter. A lot of questions will come to me. It's not about deeper thinking. It's about awareness at a depth of these existential matters and then understanding them and transcending them when they happen to us, right? So anyway, if you have any questions, any comments, you can always send my way. And some people do. That's why I always say that. But I would prefer people come on my talks and talk lively in live. I do it with some people, but these are all important questions of our times. And this is supposed to be explored together, supposed to be probed, and then questions coming and asking them together. Anyway, have a good time. And this is my Are you AI ready? Are you ready with what is going to happen? Not only technical skills and creating agents and automating them and improve your thought heavy tasks or any task that you do repetitively, redundant things, you can do all that better. Like I introduced you last time, how can you write better? How can you engage your emails by somebody, or you can have an agent working for your receptionist? They're all real now. They are all easily done too. You don't need to have any code, and you can just have to have sensation. So my thing is, build up some agents to expand my online company's reach to people to make an impact, and also really create some agents that can run even I am gone and I'm not here or whatever. And it reaches the world as much as possible. This proactive wellness, being proactive about your measures that you can do for your wellness on a daily basis. Okay. Thank you. And I will see you back again later. Bye bye.